Return to school today. This after President Cyril Ramaphosa last month announced that public schools would take a 4-week break as the coronavirus pandemic approaches its peak. However, matriculants and grade 7 learners would have shorter breaks of 1 week and 2 weeks respectively. So let's check in with our reporter in Cape Town, Mariska Botha, who is out on this story to give us a sense of what's happening in Cape Town this morning. Mariska, good morning. So do tell us, the learners out in numbers. What's the situation looking like?
Good morning, Sakina. We are in Parrow in Cape Town, where there is an expected number of around 140 matriculants that will return to Parrow High School this morning. Teachers at this stage is not sure what the number is, given that people might have contracted coronavirus in the past week or so. But we know that around 140 of the learners are expected back here. Some of the rest of the matric class of around 215 over here have comorbidities and have been studying from home. So here at Parrow High School, people have had to adapt very quickly, as did the rest of the country. But let's find out a little bit more from the principal of the school, Amanda Creer, what they did to cope with the issue. I heard in the previous package there that they were speaking about the curriculum. Principal, good morning to you, and thank you very much for speaking to us. Talk to us about the curriculum. Do you think there's enough time in this year to get through the work that needs to be done?
Well, I think there's definitely enough time if we can put all our efforts into this whole program now. With us at this school, we've done a lot to get onto the social media so that we can use other platforms as well to help the learners. And we've also started where we normally did activities only from the textbooks. We've started immediately after 2 activities, which went directly into the question papers that they've done previous years. So I think that they will definitely be able to do this. I'm quite sure that my matriculants will be successful. And they also have the right mind at this moment. We know that we have to be focused, and that's also with my teachers. We are going to do this, and our focus will be to be successful, yes.
We spoke a little bit earlier, and you said Corona didn't just bring negative. It also brought a positive to you, and it changed the way we think about schooling. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Definitely. We left here on the 20th of March, and we thought, okay, this is just going to be a holiday, and we will be back at the 31st of March. And then suddenly lockdown came. And we've realized, but we have to do something. We can't just sit. And from the 1st of April, we started with my teachers. And we had to train them with WhatsApps and with social media, that we had. And they had to use the resources at home. But on the 7th of April, we've opened up our teams and the children joined. At first, it was definitely a battle to get everyone onto the system. But at this moment, this is the way that we teach. Me, myself, I do accounting, and I also tape whatever, or make a video of what I'm doing in class. And then I put it onto the team so that the learners with comorbidities can watch it. But also for the learners in my class, if they want to do revision, then they can go back to that. So it opened up definitely a bigger way of teaching. And I think it came with a surprise, but it's going to stay. That is the way that we're going to teach. And that will definitely be to the benefit for the learners, even if they have to go to university. Then they are used to social media and using that for teaching.
What do you do for children who cannot afford the data? Because if Corona has taught us anything, it's data heavy. So how do you deal with those learners that cannot afford necessarily to be online to do the work?
We try to contact them. We have most of our learners on WhatsApp, so we try to contact them, and if there is a way that we can get the material to them, either if the parents must come and fetch, or we have to send it by another email with someone that they know. But we try our best to get all the material to them so that they can continue.
There's been a lot of disruption to the year. Schools open and close, and open and close, and open and close. Is this time now to keep the schools open, in your opinion, for your matric class? Or can you afford another break if it is so announced?
I think that we have to try and keep it open as far as we can. One thing of education is crisis management, and that we can do very good. But especially for the matriculants, we have to start now, and then we have to get this wagon out of the river. And for that, if there is a break, it must be like something 3 or 4 days, but not more than that, so that we can continue and get them ready, because they must still do a record exam as well. So I think that now that we've started, we're quite excited of starting this morning. So now we have to pull the wagon, and that's that. So don't interrupt us anymore, please.
Don't interrupt you anymore. Talk to us about the mindset of your learners. It must have been taxing. We know it's taxing on teachers as well. I mean, like you say, you had to adapt very fast with whatever you had. But talk to us about the morale of your pupils.
At this moment, I think that they are quite good. At first, I'm sad for the matriculants because there's no matric farewell, there's nothing, no athletics, no sports. But in the way that we started, they understand this is something, it's a challenge, and we had a choice. We could either sit there in the corner and cry, or we could say, fine, we go, and this is what we're going to do. So we try to get them there, and at this moment, I think the morale is very high, definitely, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. That is Amanda Creer, the principal of Parrow High School, and they are ready to go. Of course, asking that there isn't another break in the school year, as the matriculants need all the time that is available right now to prepare for that final exam that has been confirmed that will take place. There's no specific at this time, but we know that the class of 2020 will complete their school year by writing end-of-year exams. So definitely a stressful time, but at schools like Parrow High School, it seems that everybody is ready and prepared and certainly understand the work that needs to be put in and buckle down and get it done to be ready for that end-of-year exam. And with that, we're going to stay a little bit longer here at Parrow High and see what happens for the rest of the morning. With that, it's back to you, Leanne, in the studio.